Alex, have you heard about nanotechnology and green nanotechnology?
No, what are they?
Well, I don't know, but I've got two people here to interview about them. So let's find out. This is Dr. Andrew Maynard. He's an expert on nanotechnology and he works in downtown Washington, D.C. So, Dr. Maynard, what is nanotechnology?
Well, I think to explain nanotechnology you need to understand two things. The first is that nanotechnology is dealing with things which are incredibly small. If you look at my hairs, even though I haven't got too many of them these days, they look pretty fine, but they're enormous compared to nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is dealing with making things 100,000 times smaller than these hairs. Now the second thing I think you need to understand about nanotechnology is that it's a way of controlling matter to make it do what we want it to do. And that means being able to put atoms exactly where we want them to be, to make new materials atom by atom.
What kind of new materials will be made?
Well, as soon as you have that much control, you can do all sorts of things. For instance, you can actually make diamonds instead of having to dig them out of the earth. Perhaps more importantly, you can make new materials and devices that will do exactly what you want. So for instance, you can use these new materials to make wonderful new batteries, or you could use them to make incredibly strong materials like strong ropes and strong bridges, things that can do stuff that we've never been able to do before. Or you can be even cleverer and make really special medicines just by putting those atoms exactly where you want them to be.
Is there anything else?
Oh yeah, there are many ways of using nanotechnology. For instance, let me give you another example. If you can put atoms exactly where you want, you can make special coatings for things which will make them either not get dirty or be stain resistant. So you can do this with windows, you can put a special clear coating on which will stop dirt sticking to them. You can even put it on clothes to stop them having stains.
Are you wearing any clothes that don't stain?
Well, it's funny you should say that. If you look at my tie, this is a nanotechnology tie, and it's been specially treated with a nanotechnology to stop it getting stains on it.
Would you allow me to do a demo with your tie, Dr. Maynard?
You mean you want to take my tie and try and put a stain on it?
Well, yes.
Well, I guess you could. Let's give it to you.
Okay, so here we have ketchup, mustard, and a little pot of coffee. Ketchup first. It's about enough. Let's see. Will this wipe off? Now for the mustard. Yeah. Wipe it off again. Well, there's a little bit of a stain, but let's see if it comes off. Now for the coffee. That's enough. Let's try and rinse it under the tap. Let's dab it with this. And wait for it to dry. Okay, so here we are with the tie again. We've let it dry and it looks a lot better. Here's your tie, Dr. Maynard.
Thank you very much. Well, that looks clean. Have you actually done anything to it?
Yes.
Well, that's quite incredible then. It obviously works, doesn't it? Because I can't see any marks at all. That looked as clean as it was when I gave it you.
What sort of things do you do in your job?
Well, my job's to think about nanotechnology, and we've already seen there are some incredible things that nanotechnology might allow us to do, but we've also got to think about what the dangers might be because this is such a new technology. So we've got to ask ourselves the questions, are there ways in which it might harm the environment, or are there ways it might even make us sick? So my job is to ask questions like that and find ways of making nanotechnology safe and good.
What ways can nanotechnology make us sick?
Well, we don't know. There's been a little bit of research that shows that just because these new nanomaterials behave in a different way, really, if we're not careful, they might actually make us sick if they get into the wrong parts of the body, like the lungs, for instance. But there's only a little bit of research that tells us that. It really just tells us we've got to think a little bit carefully, and so we end up with good nanotechnology without it being bad nanotechnology.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Dr. Maynard.
Thank you very much, Bethany.
We've heard about nanotechnology, but what's green nanotechnology? I'm going to talk to Dr. Khan, an expert on green nanotechnology. What is green nanotechnology?
What is green nano? That's a very good question. When we talk about things that are green, we mean they're friendly to the planet and to the environment and people. And so when we talk about green nanotechnology, we talk about how we can make this new technology friendly. So when we produce the nanotechnology products, like maybe a new kind of computer that has a nanoscale chip in it, we try to make that chip without using toxic pollutants that could be emitted to the air or the water. So, I mean, here's a good example of a little green nano with some of the nanomaterials here. And then here's another one.
If we ever live on Mars, do you think that green nanotechnology will help us to have gardens?
I don't think that any technology will actually be able to replace the gardens and the kind of planet that we have on Earth. Nanotechnology could help to remove the salt from water, and so then you could use that water for the plants in the desert.
Is there anything else that green nanotechnology is doing on Earth?
Well, probably right now the most important impact will be in energy. Nanotechnology can help us build these light bulbs that will maybe use 10% of what the normal light bulbs use. It will also be a big impact in our transportation. We'll probably move to much more efficient engines in cars because of the kinds of batteries and the kinds of fuel efficiencies that we may be able to get through using nanotechnology.
Do you think that there are any problems with green nanotechnology?
There may be. Some of the materials may be toxic to humans or to some of the animals, but you can try to protect them. Just because they're toxic doesn't mean that people are going to come in contact with them.
Those are all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey Alex, do you find nanotechnology interesting now?
Yeah, pretty interesting.
What do you think is the most interesting?
The part where we can use nanotechnology to make things cleaner.
Yeah, it was really fun when we got to try and put stains on Dr. Maynard's tie. I mean, how often do you get to do that?
You don't get to do it very often, that's all I can say. Normally you don't get to do it at all.
Well, that's all we're going to hear about nanotechnology. I'd like to thank my guests, Dr. Andrew Maynard and Dr. Khan. Oh, and of course my brother Alex.